Alright. Playing through to give a friend of mine, somebody, a neat little walkthrough because these games are old and they are unforgiving when it comes to telling you what's going on. Now these three, you can choose one of these three beginners if you want. They're not bad, especially depending on the playstyle. I would definitely modify both Natalia and Max Stone away from melee because melee just fucking sucks in this game. Like anything that's gonna get into melee with you is gonna rip you to shreds, and anything that would get ripped to shreds by melee is going to rip you to shreds with ranged weapons before you get close enough. It's not great. So best thing to do is go to create character. Until you get used to the game, you're going to want two things. One, you're going to want gifted. Now, you will notice first gifted drops all of these skills by 10%. That's fine. You believe me that at the beginning of the game, that's not going to matter that much. The big thing is that it increases all of these by 1. You're going to need this. What you also need in Fallout 1 is to do something to offset this 5 less skill points per level. So we're going to go with skilled. Skilled means you only get a perk every 4 levels versus every 3. This does slow you down a little bit, but the perks aren't as effective and as impactful as they are in the other games. So skills actually boost everything back up, and then you get a little bit more skill points every level. So now for the tag skills, first off, we can go into the stats later, but tag skills, first off, you want to show everything's pretty much. Just use the background noise. Got trucks going by outside my window. All of the tag skills are self-explanatory. You have, let's see, really like I said, they're self-explanatory. Gambling is one that I don't even know why it's there. Like it's really, except in very specific situations, gambling doesn't do you any good. Like I haven't found any signs of Easter eggs from from the creators that say like, oh yeah, if you have a high skill in gambling, you actually get this, that, and the other. No, it's just there. So I don't know what exactly is going on as far as that goes. Don't bother taking it. Speech and barter are almost almost completely essential. Like you're killing yourself if you don't have at least one of them. Speech is the more important of them. Starting out, you only have 2 weapons. You have a 10 millimeter pistol, a knife, or your own bare hands. So definitely you want to go with small guns, as I've already gone over about the issues with melee. Now, the rest of these you can kind of do whatever you want. Doctor and first aid are really good. Sneak is decent. Lockpick helps out immensely. But what I do need you to understand is that you don't get to like move around in real time outside of settlements. This is where Outdoorsman comes in. Outdoorsman not only reduces the chances you're going to have random encounters, but also increases the chance that you will evade them. And anytime you see a random encounter before you get sucked into it or get the chance to avoid it, then you actually will get some experience points. Second, the higher your Outdoorsman skill, the higher the chances are that you're going to hit the Easter egg encounters, which is where most of the Easter eggs in this game come from. So we're going to do that. Now, Outdoorsman requires you to have a decent endurance and intelligence, so I'm going to put one. I want to have a good number of skill points per level. I'm going to take down the strength. Don't necessarily need that. Luck you need a decent agility. And luck helps with the Outdoorsman, though if you have a high enough Outdoorsman, it doesn't matter how high your luck is, you're still going to get some of these encounters. And there are perks you can take that actually increase the encounter rate for that stuff. But as you can see, this is already good. I'm going to go and increase luck a little bit because it increases my critical chance. You have to pick a name. be either male or female. Your age can be anywhere from 16 to 35. They changed it to 18 to 35, I think, in Fallout 2, but it doesn't matter.
Ah, you're here.
This is
Good.
the Overseer.
We've got a
Vault
problem.
13. He sent
A
you
big
out
one.
because your water chip
The
is not
controller
good. We're not gonna go into that because you know, you can watch that when you go and play it for yourself. I advise you to listen to the whole thing. So we see this first little guy, this one guy out in the middle of the vault. No. Or not out in front of the vault. We don't know what happened to him. Let's go inputs. Let's see. So you start out with, you want to keep, you see these, you're going to want to keep at least one with you at all times, because that's, you literally will suffer from dehydration out in the desert, in between towns. If you don't have one of these in your, with you in your inventory. This is only in Fallout 1. You don't have to worry about it in the other games. First aid kit, you can use that either from the inventory or you put it in one of your item slots and use it. Some lockpicks, some road flares, which really don't do much, and then we've got this ammo and some stimpaks. Boom. Front of this cave is, you know, I'm gonna go and change some preferences. First, yep, all of the good mouse sensitivity is good. I want running on always. Attack button's rapid. Normally in Fallout 1 you have to hit shift to run. Getting a little bit of experience every time one of these rats dies. Forever to get out of this one place, and then when we start, we get this whole and everything and stuff. Alright, so this is the default world map. You have any discovered locations, or any locations you've been given the coordinates for. If you just hit the button, you will automatically begin traveling towards them. Otherwise, you have to like go in the map and actually pick a direction and start going through. You'll see that the fog of war slowly lifts as you explore. Oh god, something is already attacking me. Jesus Christ. How far? Fuck. Manti are the worst thing to encounter. Fallout 1, it takes place entirely in Southern California, while Fallout 2 is Northern California. But these mantises, if they swarm you, unless you are wearing some decent armor, or you know, you have really good guns and skills, you are going to get just torn apart. We're going to stop here in Shady Sands because we need stuff. First one to talk. He's going to ask you about the rat scorpions. Shady Sands is where NCR starts out. Alright, before we stop talking to him, we need two things. We need, well, one thing from him. We need rope. Sell these knives because we don't need them. Actually, we're going to sell one knife because this looks like. Yeah, it looks like I'm just not going to get a better deal on this. So, He wants us to talk to Aradesh. Aradesh is the leader. You get to see in Fallout 1 and 2 just how important these games are for the structure of the NCR.
Greetings. Your business in Shady Sands might be...
Now, he's not really going to believe you no matter what. But if you're truthful to him, or, you know, at least are polite, then he's the same way. Generally, you're supposed to try and keep the location of your vault a secret because people will come and raid it. But in this case, boom.
I know of no village to the west.
So like I said, you can question him, but...
Yes, yes. I shall believe you, for now. But we do not trust easily, especially those who might be dangerous. Know that Seth and I will be watching you.
Nope.
Greetings.
Talk to him about...
What may I... Shady Sands is much like a family, one that keeps to itself. Junktown lies south of here. Certainly. What do you wish to know? Oh my, yes. Great packs of rad scorpions are killing our herds. We don't know where they're from, and no matter how many we kill, there's always more.
You know, basically, they want you to clear out the rat scorpion.
And now the monsters are attacking. Yes.
Let's see. So this is the thing. This is Ian. Companions in Fallout 1 are not great. But, of them, Ian is probably one of the best ones. And this is why you want speech, because you can convince him to get a piece of the action rather than actually have to paying him up front. Because otherwise, it takes a lot. You will need Ian for taking on the rad scorpions in their cave. Which is what we're going to do before we head on to Vault 15. Why are we helping Shady Sands, you might ask? Well, because that's a good place to farm for experience in the beginning of the game. See, this is why you want Ian, because he has enough active points to attack twice. And he's a decent shot, does some decent damage. This helps you take out the rat scorpions really easy. Otherwise, you were in for a rough time, because you're not going to find any armor in the beginning of this game. Not unless you want to head down to Junktown or do some other things. Risk your life fighting raiders and whatnot. Stuff. The reason I'm not getting a tail from everybody, from every scorpion, is because one, they each weigh 10 pounds, so that can really easily make your inventory weight fly up out of nowhere. It's also because you only need the one to complete a quest in which you give the town's doctor, Razlo. You give him a rad scorpion tail, he makes some anti-venom, and then from then on you can buy anti-venom from him. And then when I say it's a great place to farm for experience, you're getting 110 experience points for every one of these that you're killing. And there's easily a dozen of them in this cave. Fallout 2 improves the companion situation a little bit. You can actually control like what they wear, what weapons they use, and how far away they stay, how they react to enemies that are in combat, whether they'll move with you or disengage, or if they'll just like keep chasing after an enemy until it's dead, etc. The cool thing is we can aim because their VAT system is different. Action points are how you allocate your actions in combat in these games, not just how many shots you can pull off in bats. So in this, we're going to shoot this rad scorpion in the brain. You just keep doing your thing there, Ian. Just fucking punched a scorpion to death. Good job, Ian. What the fuck am I doing? Shooting it, aiming isn't gonna do anything, so I'm just gonna shoot it normal. And there we go. We get killed. It's 110 per scorpion, then we're also get 500 for stopping the rad scorpions entirely. We've leveled up before we even have to go anywhere else. Leveling up Outdoorsman is tempting at the moment right now, knowing which we have to go through in Vault 15. It's best to upgrade your weapon skills because you're going to need it. Big thing to keep in mind is that if you have not played any games before Fallout 4, companions died. While it doesn't really matter with Ian, you know, it's some of them like dog meat. You're gonna want to keep them around. Excuse me. Gotta holster them weapons. But you want to get on this town's good side, because later on, Aradesh's daughter, Tandy, gets kidnapped by raiders. And it's your job to go in there and rescue her, because Tandy becomes the first president of the NCR.
Ah, things are much more settled now. Raslo has been working on a cure for the Rads. You are truly a hero. Know that the people of Shady Sands are most grateful. Certainly. Junktown, certainly. What do you wish?
So there's nothing else going on. I'm bored. I want to go talk to Tandy. You know, she's it's easy to find who she is because she's the one woman that looks different from everybody else in
Hi.
town.
I heard there was a traveler in town, but I was kind of skeptical until I saw you. My name's Tandy. What's yours? Well, how do you like our little town? Bored yet? Finally, someone else who sees. Of course, you've probably been everywhere, so this must be hell for you. Me? Leave? I wish. I don't know enough to leave alone. No one else wants to go. And worst of all, my father says he would have a heart attack if something happened to me.
See, and this is why I like Tandy, because, you know, she would adventure, but she has the best reasons for not going. She recognizes her limitations. But she ends up becoming...
Sure, I guess. I've never been out of here, so I don't know what help I can be. Just stuff. No problem. There's a bunch of cities down south. No problem. But nothing much since you whomped those rad scorpions. It's okay, I guess. I mean, it is. Yeah, real safe. And so boring. Me? Well...
And you were just the light of her life. This becomes a little... It's a neat little Easter egg, or a story element later on and part of the plot of Fallout 2, because you do end up having to come back to NCR. And then you can end up meeting Tandy and talking to her. So we found Shady Sands. We're gonna have to go back and talk to the guy at the front gate, because he actually gives you the full locations, coordinates of these other towns. But for right now, we're gonna go to Vault 15. We need to do this anyway to confirm that that there are no water chips to be found in Vault 15. And that's because the people of Vault 15 actually left a couple of years ago and founded Shady. Because their vault was falling apart. Fun Easter egg, Vault 15 was actually supposed to be the vault that had that. Vault 15 actually had its water purification system designed to fail. Vault 13 was supposed to be a control vault, but because of a shipping error, all of the replacement control chips that were supposed to go to Vault 13 ended up going to Vault 15. This was useless to Vault 15 because Vault 15's it wasn't the control chip that failed. It was the system itself was basically designed to self-destruct after a certain amount of time. And that is why they left and became Shady Sands and eventually the NCR. No rats. I don't know. Oh shit. Forgot about this motherfucker. Note that you might see in in my little dialogue screen, that's a lesser mole rat. So yeah. Each vault has this little thing right inside the door. Just go ahead and get everything. Now you can see, you get the lower levels, but the elevator is obviously all broken. So what he's going to do is going to change our cursor to right click, click and hold to use an item from our pack, and that rope that I bought off of, what's his face? Boom. Now, we use the rope to get downstairs. Now what we want to do is go over here. We want to, but we're getting chased by rats, so... go to this locker. This is why we needed to stop by Shady Sands to get the first bit of rope, because otherwise we never would have gotten down to the second part. Now we have our first bit of armor. So, you will note that there's a vague resemblance to Mad Max. This is intentional by the creators of the game. They actually designed that. In the original Mad Max, he had a dog. That's where Dog comes from. It's a whole thing. So we're down here, and now the rats are going to start attacking us because there's always a big one wandering. For whatever reason, these are called pig rats. I'm not sure why. Oh, God damn it. Ian, why'd you have to pick a fight? So as you can see, these things were not aware of them until Ian decided to shoot at them. And this is where we get the best early on weapon. This is why you want to have small arms, small guns, because you get this SMG. Cool thing about this SMG is that you can single aimed or burst fire, and this is really what you want. Now we have to go over this way to see that, okay, yeah, boom, there's nothing I can do. It's fully blocked. So before I go do that, I'm going to go and level up, because fuck that guy. I'm going to go, just to bring that up to 100%, and then I'm going to throw the rest into Outdoorsman, because that's going to be really helpful in the coming hours. And then we have, leave speech where it is. Deal with these easy once. Boom. Fucking rats. this is necessary. You gain a couple levels doing this. It's necessary. And while you can skip it and just like go down and completely bypass this in future games, until you know where everything else is, I recommend always doing this, especially until you get a feel for the game. Oh boy, I didn't think that they were going to kidnap Tandy that quickly. Well then. Let's go and save the game here, because this is not something that we're gonna want to do with nothing. We're gonna make sure we can